Well, here we go. The front mudguard is more or less finished now. That was hammered out from a much smaller mudguard. It was actually hammered over a wooden former to actually create the shape. These mudguard stays are actually from the original VN mudguard. They've been adapted. They've actually been bolted through, but it's all been covered over with bobby filler. If you run your hand over it, it's not even perfectly round. You can actually feel the humps and hollows from the hammer marks. But that's fine, it's good enough. It'll have to do basically. I don't have an English wheel, so it's going to have to do. Obviously it's going to just be painted black. I'll just give it a spray coat of Hammerite just to seal it, but it will be sprayed black. Okay, moving on to the front rad. I tried to put this upside down, but I was advised not to, as the rad temp switch and the fan switch, the temperature will obviously be different at the top than the bottom, so it would actually alter when the rad switch would actually turn itself on. So basically, this was the neck I had one of these necks moved. I can't remember which one now, but yeah, it's this top one here. I had this. This is where the water spout normally came out, so I had it moved up there. So to try and keep it all in line. The reservoir is actually now hung over the other side of the engine. You can see that there. That's actually on that side of the engine now. The tank will obviously go up here to try and cover as much as this pipework as much as possible. I'll put the air intake on there just to see what it looked like. Basically I have to work out the configuration of this, because this is actually off a Harley, so it might be slightly different. Obviously the carb's missing there, the engine. Where else are we at? Front brake, rear brake. The next job is actually this exhaust. Now this exhaust is actually off a Wildstar 1600, and I mean this part here. Some guy bought it from America, and when it came back, when he actually arrived, it was badly damaged. Like this part of the exhaust was bent right back here, so it just could not be used. So I basically bought it as scrap. These are the original headers. They are badly pitted and rusted and what have you, but basically the way I'm going to try and configure it is the headers, the original exhaust, will fit inside the new exhaust. I've just got to sleeve it out inside, and then basically this part of the exhaust will wrap around. I'll bend it round here as much as possible, and then weld it up, and then I'll basically exhaust wrap from say about here all the way up here. So this front part of the exhaust will be wrapped to about here, and then should look like a nice pair of shotguns. Obviously the second exhaust piece will come up here. This bracket is now mounted. Just got to configure out the length now. I've got to start working on this one here and work out the actual length, because obviously I'll have to, once I fit this one, then I'll basically move this one up so it's the exact same length. Right, jobs to be done. Basically, finished the exhaust. This is the seat that a friend of mine at work, her husband, done it for me. Giles, thank you very much, Giles. Basically made the frame of the seat using an old seat. I made this framework up, and then he very kindly covered it for me. That looks lovely. Right, so that will basically go on there like that, and I've got some springs for it, so I want to try and keep the saddle level, because when the saddle falls back like that, it's normally it might look good, but I'd imagine quite uncomfortable to ride. So we'll have to play around with that, but that's down the road. Right, so jobs to be done is finish the exhaust, battery box, configure the battery box, whether I'm going to use this part of this original plastic piece or fabricate a new one, And then I've got these two spaces. So I've got this space here on this side, and a smaller one on the other side, which I could put back the original boxes, but obviously the wing pieces are now wrong, so I'll have to actually make them wider. Let me just get a wing piece and I'll show you. Right, there we go. That's one side piece, shall we say, which because the bike's been spread higher, shall we say, here, might have to configure these to might even actually have to cut it straight down there like that and actually make it wider and actually put a fill-in piece. But we'll see about that. So it's exhaust, battery box, side pieces, and then it's basically it's seat. I'll work out springs and what have you. Tank's done, even though you can't see it on the bike. Tank is actually sitting up here on a bench. Needs finishing off. It's had some silly dents and things in it, so I've basically been body filling it and cleaning it down. So that's nearly there. Then once I've got the battery box done and the side wings, then I need to, this part down here is basically where the rear brake is going to be attached, actually inside the rail there, where you can actually, I don't know if you can actually see my fingers there, I'm actually pointing at there, inside there, that rail, somewhere along that rail underneath is actually going to be the master cylinder for the rear brake, so that'll have to be configured before the breakdown. And when I say configured, I mean work out exactly where it's going to go, because I can't actually physically weld on any lugs or anything until this lump's out of the way. So that'll be the last real job, and then it'll be a case of basically working out, do I need all this stuff to hang the coils, etc. And then the engine can come out. But before the engine comes out, I need to basically cut cardboard templates for all the actual bracing pieces. Like they're actually going to go on. I'll have a little bracing piece here, a little bracing piece there. If I something across the top here to just make that strong. I'll configure